Okay, so I know you're looking at that title and thinking, wow, that is a weird-ass topic to make a video on. But funnily enough, it kind of comes together. Because in today's story time, I'm going to be talking about the time that I set off the fire alarm in school, and I got caught for it, so you know, that was an insanely amazing plan. And I hope you guys do enjoy. So this happened last year. It was around the time that everyone in my school kind of hated me because of an incident that had happened. To sum it all up, basically, back in year 7, which was a year before the incident happened, I was pretty popular in school. I wouldn't say that everyone liked me or anything, but it was just like, I wasn't as like, you know, hated, and I don't know, I guess people liked being around me quite a lot. And if you watched my last video about that girl that cheated on me, I was going out with her at the time that, you know, I was kind of like popular in school, all of that kind of stuff. And then one of my friends that I had known for 10 years decided to fucking backstab me, causing my entire school life to go to complete shit. And to this day, like, it still hasn't fucking cleared up. Like, of course, like, people understand that this guy was lying, but either way, like, people don't like me as much as they used to. But I have a very tight friend group. And you're probably wondering, well, what the fuck is this guy that you've known for 10 years done to you that has caused all of these people to hate you? Well, of course, in year 7, which was a year before when I was kind of, like, popular, that was around the time that everyone had just started their brand new secondary school. So pretty much everyone's main goal was to find the right friendship groups. You know, ones that weren't the worst for them and would do really stupid stuff. But I guess the friend that I had known for 10 years didn't really see it that way, because he made a lot of friends that, you know, decided to act all like road men, smoke a shit ton of weed, do a bunch of illegal graffiti, steal from shops and all of that kind of shit. And I think when he started to do all of that and I started to notice a pattern, it was about the time that I started, you know, kind of moving myself away from him. But then, of course, when I got together with this girl, you know, the fucking pedo cheater, a shit ton of her mutual friends were friends with that boy's mutual friends, meaning that, I don't know if you saw the last story time, but basically I used to go to the park with this girl, and a lot of the people that I used to go to the park with were that boy, you know, the guy that was doing all the stupid shit that I'd known for 10 years, and a lot of his friends. And he was best friends with this other guy. Now, I'm going to call this guy Tom, because that's the first fucking name that came to my head. So this Tom guy was friends with the guy that I had known for 10 years. I'm going to call the guy that I had known for 10 years Jake. So we have Jake and Tom. But every time that we went to the park, I would try my best to kind of like not associate myself with them. I know it's going to be really hard because obviously, you know, you're with them at a park trying to spend time with them. But when they would go into corners, like do their graffiti and shit, I wasn't really like with them. I was kind of on the other side of my girlfriend, just chilling and shit. But they were completely okay with that. It's not like they were calling me a pussy or anything. Like, everything was just super chill. Now, this was back when everyone was using WhatsApp stories. So, you know, it was fucking nerdy WhatsApp stories, I know. But everyone was using them at the time. And I remember there was this one day that I went to the park, and I went home pretty early that day, which meant Jake and Tom were still at the park. I was pretty tired, so I said bye to my girlfriend, you know, kissed her and everything, because, you know, obviously I get the fucking bitches. Mason gets bitches, it's just a fucking fact. But I went home, went to my house, you know, I was just chilling, and I went over to the WhatsApp stories, and I was clicking through them, and I saw that this Jake boy had posted on his WhatsApp story a video of him and Tom doing graffiti on train tracks, and as they were doing it, a fucking train was coming through. Now, luckily, they moved out of the way and nobody got hurt, but obviously, if I was to see this happen, I'm not just gonna fucking act like, oh, look at that, that's so funny, haha. I mean, I had known this guy for 10 fucking years, you know, I actually care about him, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go tell my mum, which I know makes me seem like a fucking snake, but at the same time, like, you know, I care about his health. I don't want him to be, like, going on train tracks, next thing you know, he gets hit by a train or some shit. Because, as I said, I genuinely care about the Jake guy. The Tom guy, I couldn't care fucking less about. But the Jake guy is the one that I cared about. You're probably wondering, what the fuck does this have to do with a fire alarm? It does get there in the end. I'm sorry that it's taken so long. But I told my mum, and she told his mum, and she kind of told him off, said that, you know, he can't really go out for, like, a few days. And, I mean, I thought he'd be pretty pissed about it, but he wouldn't blame me, because, you know, it wasn't my fault. But, you know, I don't think his mum really got the idea of what was going on here, because she had literally told him that I had snaked him over and that I was not a good friend for him. So now the Jake guy hated me and told all of those people at the park what I did, you know, apparently snaking him over when all I did was care about him. And since the Tom guy was best friends with him, he didn't take it lightly either. And it's funny because something that I didn't add on to the last story time was that this Tom guy was the same boy that my ex-girlfriend cheated on me with, which proves that he's a fucking dick as well as her even more, because he knew that I was going out with her, so he also snaked me over with that one. But the next day that I went into school, for some reason, as I said, you know, like, that kind of group, not everyone in the school obviously, but just that group kind of started to stay away from me, and I was kind of confused, because, you know, why would my girlfriend stop talking to me if she's my fucking girlfriend, you know? And then this tomboy comes up to me with the entire, like, friend group of, like, 20 people and just starts calling me a snake and a faggot and that I should kill myself. Obviously, I couldn't give two fucking shits what they say. I mean, I'm not a fucking pussy. I'm not gonna fucking cry my eyes out because someone called me a faggot. Like, can't. Yeah, you have to be a fucking retard to do that. But if anything, I was just confused. Like, okay, they're cunts, but like, come on, I was friends with them. That is a bit deep. Anyway, I started kind of like talking to like a few new people and shit, and I don't think they were happy with the fact that I wasn't depressed. So about like a week after all of this happened, this Tom guy made a group chat with about fucking 70 people from my school. Basically, every single popular kid and their friends were in that group chat. And he added me and then removed me, so that way I could still see all the messages that were sent in there, but I couldn't send messages in the group chat. And I could just see long ass fucking paragraphs of this guy just lying the fuck about me. Like, apparently I was some big snake that was out there to just fuck them over, which obviously wasn't what happened. I mean, come on guys, this is fucking common sense. And then the next day that I go into school, this Tom guy comes up to me and just calls me a faggot out of nowhere. And I just tell him to fuck off, like I just didn't really care. And that same day was the day that we had an assembly. And I kind of think you guys can see where this kind of comes in with the fire alarm. So there's this little room that is just before the assembly hall. The assembly hall is fucking massive. And keep it in mind, me and this Tom guy were both late for assembly. And this would mean that everyone, a good like 350 people, were already in that assembly hall just waiting. Not for us, but you know, just waiting to start, because they were about like 2 minutes before they were going to start it. All of the fucking teachers for that year were in that assembly hall. So it would be kind of embarrassing if, you know, something really fucking big and embarrassing was to happen inside of that assembly hall, because your entire year would see it. But in that little room just before the assembly hall, like there's this door and then it just opens and then there's the assembly hall. It's literally just me, this Tom guy, and like 2 other people. And this Tom guy kicks me and I can fucking feel it at the back of my leg. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, this guy is a cunt. So I decide, you know what, big up Mason, I'm gonna go ahead and stick up for myself, and I punch this guy across the fucking face. Because, you know, like, obviously I'm not gonna fucking let him kick me, I'm not a retard. And then this guy starts punching me in the legs, trying to like, you know, aim for my face, but obviously he doesn't because he's a fucking idiot. And one of the people that were behind us opened the assembly door, so like the entire year can basically see what's going on right now. I punch him in the face and he falls on the fucking fire alarm. So 350 people, along with all of the teachers for that year, including my head teacher and head of year, had just seen me punch this guy in the face and he fell on the fire alarm, and everyone fucking saw it. And I remember just turning around, seeing that the door was open and just thinking, fuck. Like, I already know I am in some deep shit, because they did not actually know what went on, so all it looked like was that I fucking randomly punched this guy in the face and he fell on the fire alarm. And I just remember everyone just staring at me in fucking silence. Obviously, you know, the entire year had to stand up, go outside to the playground to make sure that everyone was safe. And long story short, yeah, I got put in the exclusion room, which is basically like isolation, for a week. And I mean, so did the Tom guy, so it's not like, you know, oh, wow, Mason's in so much trouble and he is, and it's unfair. But still, I don't think it's fair that I get the same punishment as him, even though he was more of a cunt to me than I was to him. But I mean, it's whatever. It happened like a year ago, and I know that I've said a lot of shit about this Tom guy, but that was just how I felt at the time. Like, I think I've talked to him like since then, and I don't even hate him. Like, shit's not even been that bad. I mean, I haven't talked to him in such a fucking long time, but, you know, Tom, if you're watching this video, then fucking GG's, hope you're doing well. Fucking hell, it's been a while. But yeah, so isolation is when you get put in a room for, like, just by yourself in school, and you either have to do schoolwork or just sit there for 6 hours. Like, there's no, like, break. You get your food to eat at lunchtime for, like, 30 minutes, and then you go straight back to work, or you just sleep. That is basically isolation. So it's boring as fuck. You're not allowed your phone, you're not allowed anything. You just sit in the room, either like writing paper on fucking like papers and shit, or you just do nothing. And that is the gist of isolation. And that was the first time that I set off the fire alarm in school, because there were 2 other incidents that happened where the fire alarm had went off that were to do with me. And funnily enough, the teachers did not find out about those, so I fucking pray to God, if there even is a God in this world, that they do not see this video, because if they do, I am so fucked, because, you know, they're going to find out that I've done it another 2 times. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you guys want to see another 2 story times on how I, you know, set off the fire alarm and fucked over the school, then go ahead and put that in the comments below. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to go ahead and subscribe. This is actually my second channel. My main channel is linked in the description, where I basically do reaction videos and just videos with my friends, just anything that I feel like, you know, know, is kind of fun, or just that you guys would enjoy. This channel is kind of just for like story times and extra content. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. All of my social media links are in the description, such as my Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and basically everything else that you can use to get in contact with me. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm out. Have a nice day. Peace. I have a massive penis.
I think I love you, baby. You're the kind of girl that